Everyone, it's Eva Pichak here from Abundant Results Coaching, and today I'd love to share with you a couple of tips how to deal with pre-Christmas busyness and overwhelm and not to go crazy. So I experienced this actually earlier than December. I was traveling in November. I was visiting Ireland, doing Christmas dinner with my girls, with my team members, and then I was visiting my mentor in Canada. And it was a full week of travel and excitement, but also huge overwhelm and busyness. My mind was constantly telling me how I don't have enough hours in a day to do it all, feeling guilty that I haven't done this and I haven't done that, and I pushed away this and I pushed away that. And I really needed to sit down and ask myself, how do I deal with this? Because this type of mindset is not very effective. You know, when we feel constantly overwhelmed and guilty, we actually start attracting more nonsense into our diary and into our lives. So, what I did what I usually did in the past when I was burning out, making 5,000 per month at the start of my business. Anytime I felt truly overwhelmed, I needed to break a pattern. And what I mean by breaking a pattern, I needed to be in the present moment. So, whenever we feel busy and overwhelmed, the mind is on a spin and it's just on and on and on how this has to be done and this has to be done. We are not present. And so, what actually helps is to clear your mind. So, I remember back in the days at the start of my coaching career, whenever I felt overwhelmed, I just went for a 5 15 minute walk in a park, in a local park. And I would just have my gratitude rock in my hand and I would just feel grateful for all the things that I'm observing and also for all the things in my life. And I would just focus on gratitude. And this 15-minute walk would always clear my mind. And then I would come back home and my mind would start be thinking clearly what actually has to be done. Maybe not everything has to be done. Maybe not everything has to be done today. Maybe not everything has to be done by me. Maybe I can ask someone for help. And I would usually think clearly and feel present, and everything would work out that day. So I would love to encourage you to do the same, and I'll give you a little thought process how you can actually organize yourself so that you do the most important things. So when we are super busy and super overwhelmed, you have your business to-dos, you have your family to-dos, you have your pre-Christmas to-dos. You really need to have some clear process or clear thinking structure. What do I do and how do I do it to not go insane? So the first thing that I do whenever I catch myself in the overwhelm, I do some form of gratitude. It could be just going for a walk and focusing on present moment and being grateful for anything that I can be grateful for and why, and really feeling it in my body. It could be something else that would put my mind in the present moment, maybe 5 minute breathing technique or a meditation, something that would move you from the mental chaos into present moment, feeling grounded. And then once you do that, you ask yourself 3 questions. First, what are the things that may not need to be done today? Like, what are the urgencies versus preferences? I would like to do that, but the world is not gonna fall apart if I don't. Then you want to ask yourself, what are the things that maybe somebody else can help me do, whether it's in business or at home? And you write that down. And you can delegate immediately or later on decide how you're going to go about it. And then the third question I find really profound. What are some of the things that do not have to be done at all? It's like my mind tells me that if I don't do them, they have to be done. They've always been done. But in the busy period, maybe the world is not going to fall apart if I don't do them. So, for instance, for me, I hired an email marketing company. I've done a lot of new projects in November, and I also had lots of things scheduled in my diary in November. So I had a full weekend photo shoot, then I had a full week of travel, And we were hiring success advisors, and I was also working with email marketing company, helping me ensure that my emails reach recipients and end up in your main inbox as opposed to spam and in promotion folders. And I felt constant guilt that I didn't have the time to correspond with the email marketing company. I paid for it, and and I was just pushing it on the side because there was something else that was more urgent that didn't allow me to do this. And then when I looked at these three categories, what doesn't have to be done today? The world is not going to fall apart. What doesn't have to be done by me? Maybe somebody else can do it. And what doesn't have to be done at all? You know, the email marketing was like, okay, this is something that I'm working on to up level my service, but does it actually have to be done? What if I don't do it now? What if I don't do it this week? What if I reschedule with the email marketing company for next month? Duh, nothing wrong will happen. And when I did that, it was like a relief. And I focused on my most important tasks for the day, and everything worked out. So, another thing that I always think about is what is my oxygen? And I do my best not to cut out my oxygen. And when I'm reducing or cutting out my oxygen, I course correct. So, what do I mean by oxygen? It's those things that make you feel good in your body, clear minded and productive, but also those things that move your business results the most. So, for me, this is my basic self care. This is my mindset routine, my mentorship, and my most important money and client enrollment generating tasks. These things are my core. Well, my oxygen is my self care, my mindset, and my mentorship. This is what causes me to feel good in my body, energized, productive, clear minded, and things are happening when I do that. And when I don't, then I get into tiredness, overwhelm, and things start not happening again. Or, maybe I'm repelling results unknowingly. And then in terms of business, like what is the most important money and client generating tasks and also client results tasks? So for me, I would ask myself, okay, what is the most important thing that I need to do to enroll clients this month? What is the most important things that I need to do to serve my clients this month? And everything else is extra. Everything else may not need to be done today. If I don't do it today, maybe the business is not going to collapse, and maybe somebody else can help me do it, both in business and at home. So us very busy entrepreneurs, we have to learn to ask for help, both in business and at home. And if you don't do that, you need to start doing it, because we are only human, and when we want to go to next level, we cannot be working 24/7. We have to be working effectively and feel good in our bodies, and also receive help from others. So hope this helps you. I know right now we are entering this super busy and overwhelming pre-Christmas period, and I think it's very important to be super clear-minded in terms of what's the most important things to do, and have a clear process. What do I do when I get overwhelmed? Because it does happen, we're human, but what's the toolbox that we can use to shift that? Hope this helps you. Enjoy implementing and have a beautiful day.